Hey everybody, welcome to Welker Farms. Yes, we farm on this channel, lots of farming, but it's winter right now. As you can see, coats, snow, it's cold. So we gotta be in the shop fabbing. So this is part 2 of building the pea cleaner for Welker Farms because we do seed a lot of peas and we like to clean our peas. But this video is brought to you by SimpliSafe. We'll talk about that in a minute, but let's get inside, get to work on that cleaner, and I'll show you guys what our next step is. It's gonna be pretty sweet. Oh, let's show this hack job progress I'm making on this auger. So, like I said earlier, salvaged a part of a 8-inch auger. Had some brackets and some sliders and stuff on it that I thought would work great in here. And then I added a pipe. This was Legarm's idea on how to control the actual flow. So what I do, I loosen this up and then pull the lever. And then where you got it, where you want it, tighten that down, and then it'll stay. I know, I should patent it. Pretty cute. Now what I need to do is change out the motors. That was a cheap 1 horsepower motor that, well, you know where it's probably made. But anyways, it didn't hold up in that canola. It was hard running this little 6-inch auger and it got hot and it's suffering. So I'm gonna put a 2 horsepower single phase 1740 RPM, I think, motor on there that I ordered. That's from you know where. That's probably hopefully will last, being a 2 horsepower. And then we'll put this one in another location. Then we got a 1.5 horse coming for the auger. It's gonna go from the air screen up to the hopper of the scalper unit. So let's get changing the motor out. Moment of truth. Let's fire it up. You can thank that wobble to me. First time I did this, I accidentally lightly bent the pulley, just lightly. So it wobbles just a little bit. Now it's got to throw a cover on that. I think we're good. 2 horsepower, hopefully that does it. All right, time has come. Build the air cleaner. This is a model of it that my dad made out of cardboard. And a lot of brands out there make something similar to this. Basically, your dirty product goes in the top, fans back here and blows, separates the chaff from the seed. Seed falls down because it's heavy and the chaff blows out the side. That's basically what we're gonna make. We got 2 fan candidates here out of some old furnaces. This was our old furnace from way back when, and this, I'm not sure where this one came from, another furnace. They both run, but this one's a little smaller, but actually kicks out a little bit of better air, so I think it's a newer design. That one's a little older and shakes a little more, so we might go with the newer one. So we're gonna start pulling some iron out, start doing the plasma cutting and chopping and welding, and just kind of slowly try to fab up something that looks like that cardboard cutout. And then we got to put some peas through it and try it. Let's see where we get to.
We were standing around this and trying to decide on how we want to do the hopper and the fan unit, and then just kind of brainstorming. So I think we figured it out, and that means we need to take another one of those sheets, cut it down the center. So 4x8 sheet, I'm gonna go lengthwise, and then we can start to build everything that attaches the fan unit and the hopper. And then once we get this built, then it's gonna be creating the gate here, and I'm going to do a cam gate so it can open and close. You'll see when I get done with that. And then we'll build the hopper and get all that done Then what we're gonna do is we'll put product in there, dirty sample, and run the fan and start to blow everything through and just see what does it do for cleaning out some of the chaff and junk and so forth. Now granted, we're not trying to do a nice clean sample. We're just trying to take a lot of debris out before it gets into that thing, because that thing's what's really gonna clean. So anyways, that's the plan. So let's take some sheet metal and start cutting it in half and bending it and welding and create something very interesting. So fun.
While Leg Arms is busting out that cleaner, I'm gonna do what I've been dreading for a while, and that's organizing and cleaning. We do a lot of fabbing in this shop, and we get a lot of scrap, and it's just hard to let some of that scrap go. What's up on my face? Probably. I'm always getting my face. Anyways, we've got like bajillions of odds and ends exhaust tubing, and little pieces are like this big that we will never use. There's no reason to have in this room. So I'm gonna make my way through this whole iron pile here, and I'm just gonna take all of this out of here because we don't need it. All right, now for some SimpliSafe in the office. SimpliSafe is a serious home security made simpler. All the protection, but with none of the hassle, headaches, or expenses of the old school brands. SimpliSafe has a huge lineup of sensors to cover every room, window, door. HD security cameras for inside and out, plus great extras like smart locks, video doorbells, water sensors, and more. SimpliSafe ships right to your door in a box like this, with all these goodies inside. You can pick and choose which sensors you'd like, whether you'd want more cameras, more door sensors, more window sensors, more temperature sensors. It's up to you. You add in the cart, you pick what you want, comes in the box. And one thing about SimpliSafe is it's not just about bad guys. There's a lot of elements that can hurt your property. That's something we appreciate about our farm, and I'll show you. This is our water setup. Supplies water to our shop and 2 homes on the farm. This freezes and goes out, we're in trouble. And the other day, I got a phone call and a text message.
At 641, we have received a low temperature bathroom temp. If you have any questions, please call 855.
So I actually got a phone call from SimpliSafe at like 8 a.m. saying there's a low temp sensor, and that's this guy right here on the side of this dryer. This room was below 37 degrees Fahrenheit. It was getting cold in here. It was negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit outside. So I ran out real quick in my jammies. Yeah, at 8 a.m. I know, it's wintertime. It's not like summertime. And put a space heater in here because we had the door shut and the heat from the outside of the shop wasn't getting into the bathroom. This bathroom was that cold because we keep our shop temperatures low at night. Pretty amazing. So thankfully, nothing froze. Let's go take a look at some of the other sensors. Door jamb sensors, motion sensors, deadbolt that you can set with your app on your phone, carbon monoxide detector, smoke detector, window brake sensor, and a bunch more sensors as you can see. This is your base station. This talks to cell towers. It has an internal battery. You lose power. It continues to talk to the system. So that way if an emergency happens, they can alert authorities and send them to your place. Now the outdoor camera is pretty awesome. Night vision, 1080p, motion sensing, 2-way audio communication, wide angle lens, and it's wireless. It's attached to the side of your place. Even works in cold temps. And at any time you can pull your phone up and see live footage directly from the outdoor camera, like that truck. As you can see, we use a lot of the sensors in this shop. This is the base station. This is the heart of the operation. It talks to cellular towers as well as your Wi-Fi in your place. The power goes out, internal battery, keeps things going, keeps the authorities alerted if something happens, an emergency. When your sensors gets triggered, you got the system arm. They come, they investigate, they find out what's going on. You get phone calls, you get emails, you get text messages, and you're aware of the situation. And you can save up 20% on your system if you sign up for an interactive monitoring plan. Get your first month free. Go to simplysafe.com/WalkerFarms to learn more. See you there. Back to this.
So this here is part of the top hopper. It'll be kind of V'd out like this as well on the other side, and then we'll put sides on it, and the product will be in here, and then I'll have a meter to manage your flow. And then this is the vent tube for that fan. I just got to cut a hole down there and mount that fan right there. And then once we get that done, get this all built, we'll put product up here, turn the fan on, and we'll probably make a big mess in the shop. Maybe we'll get some tarps and so forth. Ugh, hiccup, there we go. Get some tarps to try to catch everything, but then that way we can actually see how far that product is moving, mess with the airflow a little bit, up, down, the amount of flow coming out of here, and just keep playing with it until we figure out how we want to build those baffles in here and see how well this thing's working. Anyways, I'm going to use probably this tube, and it's just not long enough, I don't think. So take this tube and we'll weld a little piece on it, and then this will be my little gate meter doohickey. Set one there, the other one there. Let's weld this thing together, and then I can cut off what I need, go to the lathe, make a cap. You'll see what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. Now it's one perfect circle, and it should fit. I should probably go on this side, make sure. Yeah, that'll work. Good. Okay, let's take the bolt out, and then I'll cut it in half, and then cut that tubing to the right length, and then get that 1/2-inch rod over here, and make a pivot. A little long, but I purposely cut it off. That way I can true up the end. I'll stick this back in here, and then I'll just keep slowly grinding on it until I get it pretty true. I figured out where I needed to drill the holes, put the, see, it's a 1/2-inch rod through it. And as you can tell, it'll open and shut, allowing product to go through. And then what I'll have is on the side here, there'll be a cam and then a linkage that goes down with a lever, and you can adjust your flow. So when you don't want anything to go through, you shut it off, and then you open it up slowly and just let a little bit of product go through and let it blow, and if you get too much, you shut it down. But that's the idea with this.
All right, let me show you what I've done. Oh, that's much better. It's hard. It's really hard to make the decision on what to throw away and what not to. But when it gets buried underneath stuff, you just don't know it's even there. So at some point, you just might as well get rid of it. So that's okay. I'm sure we'll bring some new scrap in and fill it back up again. Just organize a little bit of these shelves here, a little bit of our oil and filter section here, and then I'll be done in this room. It's a slow process. There's like 4 rooms in this shop that need done. This was one, so we'll cross off the list.
Here's the thing, guys. The gate assembly is done, and you guys want to look at it? Ooh, let me turn this light on. There we go. As it opens up, the grain will fall through. Kind of nifty. Here's the thing. I didn't come up with that idea. Other people did on the internet. And if it works for them, why change it? Make it the same. Just more farmerized. So basically we'll have a cam off, with linkage going down so I can adjust it because this is going to be fairly high in the air, and it opens and shuts. And the nice thing is, for some reason, let's just say that thing gets damaged. I made it so that you can take it off. I just took some cable clamps, 1/2-inch cable clamps, and it's way overkill, but it worked out great. It's got a little U-bolt on it, and then welded it so I can take that and remove it. If for some reason in the future I need to remove it, which could be tomorrow. But now the next step, I got to figure out how high I want to make this hopper on this side, and then extend the lip up, and then I got to figure out the side panels, how much I want to do there, and cut it all out, put the side panels on, weld it all up, get a hopper, cut the fan unit out, and then we can play with it. Now that we got the hopper done, we put the fan on the bottom. He's gonna wire it into the slow speed. Nick grabbed some peas and filled the hopper a little bit. And so what we're gonna try is run a little air and a little product through, and we'll catch a little bit here, and actually, just take this board and set this board. He's grabbing another one out. We'll just set this board right on top. There we go.
So we just switched over to the low fan settings. We'll see what this does. And we'll go back to the high and just kind of get an idea of where it's all flowing.
All on your face. Yep. A little dusty.
Ooh, so it's like -15 outside right now, and we are at our bin yard. And there's a couple old 6-inch augers here, and we're gonna try to take one out. It's old, really old. But we need another 6-inch auger for this grain cleaner, and we got a couple of them. They might just work. So let's see if we can rip it out of the ground. It's frozen. I don't have a lot of room to work with, so I'm backing up right now to the spot. So we'll see what we can do. And there's a bike in my back seat. It's cold. And with that sprayer there, we didn't have much room to get that thing out, so that's why we had to, jimmy it around a little bit. We got it. Now hook it onto the pickup, drag that thing back. This old logger might see some new life. See? There's a reason for all this old stuff, right? Made it. Oh, we did have a casualty though. It was just coming apart. So we got some scrap pieces of rubber coming up down the road, but it's okay, it's our roads. All right, well, we'll bring this thing in the shop, get the plasma cutter out, start chopping away at it. We're gonna figure out what part we want. I mean, we're gonna cut this to the size we need. So, but we'll obviously keep the top for the spout, but it should work pretty good. Lighting looks like it's got enough life on it to last what we need it to do, so let's get to it. Next round of piece. So Dad put some little deflectors in by the fan to try to arrange the airflow into more streamlined. It was kind of centering the way those spiral squirrel cage fans work. It kind of sucks the air into one spot and has one area that's got more velocity. So try to fix that. And then two, we got the catch down here. This is just basically going to be where the peas stop and fall down into our hopper. Then all the junk goes over the top. So we're going to go ahead and run it. Okay, ready? So Dad and I have spent the afternoon and we just keep putting peas back in the hopper and running it, and we're trying to adjust the way the air flows through here. There's pockets where there's more velocity than other areas. So he's got a bunch of fins in there and we're directing the air around to finally find that sweet spot, and we find it, we'll move to the next step. Okay, go ahead. Okay, we're finding out the flow of this thing. So we're taking these buckets, roughly a bucket's half a bushel. So we've got about 2.5 bushels of peas. And then I'm just opening the gate at different increments, and we're timing it to see how fast it takes to empty that out. And then we figure out how many bushels per minute we're doing, and that gives us an idea of capacity of this machine. So.
And I'm just going with the flow.
Now we've got a pretty good idea on the airflow and the rate that it meters, which I've got little indications on here. We had a 360 bushel, a 600 bushel, and 1100 bushel mark. So we got a rough idea of where we need to put the gate at. Now we're gonna lift it up, put it up on top of the trailer with the angle iron that we have, and then that way they can start fabbing up the hopper bottom that's gonna run out of the bottom of this into an auger, which will then take it up into the top of the scalper over there.
So up on the hoppers, I squared the two together, so now this unit is perfectly in line. What I'm gonna do now is anchor it to the trailer. Got an angle iron piece down there that I bolted to the trailer, then I'm gonna weld that angle iron to this. That'll secure the front. And I won't do this one just yet because, well, we need to lay the side pieces on and kind of stop the warpage of the steel. So anyways, let's weld it up and make sure that this thing does not fall off. So I'm cutting the expanded metal, and when I got done, I was pulling it apart. I'm like, why is there a red strip of, and then I looked at my hand. A little bit of Gorilla Tape, all better. Now the piece that I cut out, I'm going to lay it here and start tacking around the frame, but I'm not going to tack it to this because I don't want to have it where I have to cut the expanded metal to remove this if we had to for some reason. So I'll have to put some stiffeners underneath to support that expanded metal when you're standing on here, because this side is the side that you're going to have your gates and adjustments and so forth. As you can tell, this is the opening and down, blah 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 blah. You get the idea. Let's just get back to work, right?